office, or if they might like bring it up again.
Maybe he survives that long, I don't know.
Oh my man. But
At some point we have to say, okay, well, do you at least acknowledge Donald Trump is a really bad negotiator?
some things.
On everything.
Not on everything. I mean, the whole Ukraine thing right now is just
Pretty bad, right?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Israel, Hamas, that's pretty bad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I think we're trying.
Yeah, we got the 47th
It's
seal lined up.
not even because like of Trump. It's because he's like cut to Netanyahu.
Is he what?
He's cut to Netanyahu.
A little bit, sure.
Yeah.
But like
Netanyahu is holding him like it's like his handler.
Well, no, I think it's more that just Trump is an idiot and thinks Israel's
I mean, did you see that picture of like Donald Trump, pulling out the chair for Netanyahu?
Maybe, but then there's also the picture of Netanyahu having to call and apologize to the Qatar leadership.
Yeah, but like that was because they just wanted to negotiate this like I guess peace deal.
Sure. Okay, so if Donald Trump is a cuck to some people, Donald Trump hasn't done anything with Ukraine, Russia. We have another government shutdown. The two things, arguably, that Donald Trump could have taken credit for. One would have been the Abraham Accords, which was supposed to be peace in the Middle East. It seems like that's not working out.
Yeah.
And then the other one would have been the renegotiation of NAFTA, the U.S., Mexico, Canada.
Well, to be quite honest, when he came into office, he actually wanted to get rid of NAFTA. He was, he said,
why did he get rid of it?
He said, well, because he had to play in politics. You have to, I guess, make some compromises. So that's why he didn't entirely get rid of it. He reformed it. But when he first came into like the political scene, he said, Americanism, not globalism. He was one of the people who championed to get rid of NAFTA. But like I said,
yeah. So now his renegotiation of NAFTA is blown up due to the crazy.
What do you mean as blown up? You said that last time. What do you mean?
As in like Canada and Mexico fucking hate us now. We don't have a good trade relationship with them. We
blown up.
What? Blown up is in we had an actual trade deal, not the ones that are on True Social. We had a real trade deal with both those countries, and now we are tariffing them with no cause.
Well, like I said, there's reasons why we're tariffing them because of the fentanyl that's coming in from
blowing
Canada,
up the trade
and also.
relationship.
What?
He also said he would solve Ukraine-Russia on day one, and Israel-Palestine on day one.
Well, he said in 24 hours, but not which 24 hours.
Sure. So, we need to do like a Genesis chapter 1 reading of like how long is a day for Donald Trump deciding stuff. But yeah, this is a great negotiator who has not negotiated anything that's lasted.
Well, no, the one big beautiful bill, he negotiated that, got that last.
He did do that, although
okay, so he negotiated something.
He did, but it was a betrayal of all the things that he promised. Like,
how was it a betrayal?
Because he promised that he would find waste fraud and using government cut it. That never happened.
Doge was a flop, but it was good in
a total flop. And then the one big beautiful bill had a massive increase in the debt ceiling, and it's more deficit spending and more borrowing from the Treasury.
Well, that's how I guess it trickles down when you have these tax cuts.
What?
It trickles down when you have these tax cuts.
Yeah, that's called Keynesian economics, and Republicans champion against that for years. They don't like deficit spending by the government because they think it causes inflation.
I don't think it's deficit spending. I think they're cutting some resources so they can allocate it to different stuff.
But when the government spends money that it doesn't have,
I don't know what it
it incurs the debt, so it is deficit spending.
Well, I think they're cutting with some programs and they're reallocating those.
Yeah, but on the programs they cut, they're still running a huge deficit. They still have to borrow more money to spend.
Well, like USAID, we cut that, did we not?
$50 billion.
I say $50 billion?
Yeah, but what is our discretionary, non-discretionary total spending? It's almost, what, $7 trillion? And now we're having to wait $7 trillion. Now we're having to bail out our fucking soybean farmers. Now we're having to bail out Venezuela or Argentina, I guess he's I'm sorry, fuck South America, okay? Now we have to bail out, I'm just kidding. Now we have to bail out Argentina for God knows what reason.
You don't know why we're bailing out Argentina? I don't.
Well, I know it's because he likes Malay or whatever, I guess.
What? I think there's a more nuanced reason than just him liking Malay.
What's the more nuanced reason?
I don't know, but I would look forward to just him liking Malay. That's kind of stupid.
Is there like a Jew thing involved here?
No, like it's not. Why would you assume that?
Because you're a MAGA?
No, because
95% of the time it's a Jew thing? What is the thing with Argentina?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, so Trump sucks.
Trump does not suck.
I mean, it seems like everything that he touches turns to shit since he's failed monumentally in his job as a leader of Congress, a spiritual leader of Congress.
Such a high standard, bro.
What?
You hold him like such a high standard.
Why
does you hold Biden to the same standard?
Biden exceeded whatever standard anybody set on every level. And Trump has failed. he managed to pass tons of comprehensive, like huge legislation, some that the Republicans wanted to but couldn't, like an infrastructure bill. He managed to create a ton of jobs and bring down inflation by the end of his term.
But he also passed like stuff like the Green New Scam.
He didn't.
Yes.
No.
Did the Green New Deal not pass under Biden?
No.
So what are we gonna pass under?
It didn't.
Oh, that's good.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that the leadership he provided on the world stage was good for Ukraine and Russia. He actually stuck to the commitment to pull troops out of Afghanistan.
Right, that totally flopped. We literally left so much like military equipment there in Afghanistan.
Sure, I mean, it was part of the Afghan army's equipment. What were we going to do, take it from them?
No, not all of it. We left our own equipment there.
No, we packed up and we took our stuff and we left in place what we granted the Afghanistan army to use.
That we granted?
Yeah, what do you think we spent like 20 years there doing? Trying to
So we paid for that equipment that we left there?
Yeah, welcome to war, yeah, you pay for shit.
So that's our equipment, is it not? If we paid for it?
If I give you a birthday present, do I own the present? What do you mean?
I wouldn't call that a present.
It would, well, yeah, we were, I guess, nation building. Yeah, you invest in the other country and then eventually leave. Well, we weren't going to take all the stuff.
I mean, the Taliban, like, I guess, government that, not Taliban government, the Afghan, yeah, did that not collapse?
Yeah, it did, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a complete flop even after we pulled out.
Yeah, but, I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to stay there forever?
So why did it, like, try to, like, say, like, that's the good thing that, like, Biden did?
It's good, that
it's
good that it stuck to the date, because Donald Trump was the one who kicked the can down the road and scheduled the pullout date for outside of his term. But at least Biden stuck to it instead of just keeping us there for another 4 years.
I'm sure it was because he wanted to do it more strategically, like better.
And why didn't he negotiate that the first time? Do you see this pattern?
It takes
Trump fucking all this negotiations
bro. Like, if you can't just negotiate,
then why did he negotiate
in like 24 hours?
What, Biden negotiated stuff? No?
In 24 hours?
No, why? Trump didn't have to negotiate anything in 24 hours. He was president for 4 years.
Like I said, you're holding him to this high standard.
I'm holding the standard as being a president. He failed on every single level. Human decency, basic decency, like presidential decorum, like being able to debate legislation.
How do you feel on human decency?
Like the fact that he constantly attacks enemies, the fact that he constantly
or like how the one big beautiful bill literally helps out middle class Americans. I mean, I'm sure.
The ones that I read their Medicaid
isn't there like a policy in the bill that says if you make under like 80K, you get like 5K in tax credits back?
I mean, there might ultimately been some tax cuts that were made permanent from the last tax cuts. But I mean, like,
those tax cuts help the middle class.
Yeah, but it's just deficit spending.
Okay, but it helps out the middle class.
Yeah, but when Biden was sending out stimulus checks, you guys were crying that there was
but Trump also sent out stimulus checks.
I know, yeah.
Everyone liked that.
No, all the Republicans blamed the stimulus checks and stuff for inflation.
Okay, but how did the American people feel?
Okay, hold on. Do you think is deficit spending to help America good or bad?
It depends on the situation. I mean, because like, let's look at, like, for example, like in 2008, we had to use some deficit spending to bail out the banks. If we didn't do that, we would have gone to a depression, and that's coming from the Federal Reserve.
I agree.
So, like I said,
but when Donald Trump initiated when he did the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, there was no pressure. He didn't have to do that. When he did that back in, was it 2017 or 18?
2018, I think.
Yeah, he didn't need to do that. We weren't under any economic turmoil. Like the markets were fine.
They wanted to help out Americans, did not help out Americans?
But by deficit spending, for no reason.
But did that not help out Americans?
If you think deficit spending helps, then yes.
It did not help out Americans?
If you think deficit spending helps, then yes.
So then, okay, well, why don't you like deficit spending?
Well, I mean, I don't think deficit spending is necessarily bad, but you probably have to have like a control. I don't know why you're giving me that face. Republicans are the ones that freak the fuck out every time Democrats deficit spend, even though these motherfuckers spend like a white woman at JCPenney's. Like these, the Republicans spend like crazy.
The Democrats were literally giving billions of dollars to Ukraine.
I think that's a worthy cause to give money to.
No, it's not. That's a whole proxy war. Victoria Nuland literally kicked out Yanukovych in 2014.
Even if it was a proxy war, who is the proxy war between?
Ukraine and Russia.
Wait, that's not a proxy war.
America. But basically, the reason why America is involved is because the whole war is about like which sphere of influence Ukraine would be under.
Sure. Let's even run with this. It is a proxy war. Shouldn't we be working on that? Isn't that good for us?
No, it's not actually because it strains our relation with Russia.
But they're our adversary, right?
No, they're not. Russia is not our adversary.
If you say
Russia is our adversary, I mean, we're not in a fucking Cold War anymore, bro.
Well, I mean, we just have a contrary interest globally. I don't know why, but we do. I don't know.
Well, probably because we've been fucking sanctioning them since like the early 2000s.
Okay, well, why hasn't Trump done anything about that? He didn't make them our friends from
He's trying to. Did he not just
He was
like
president
he
first
met
term. Why
Putin
didn't
in August?
Why didn't he do it his first term?
What do you mean?
Why didn't he make friendlier relationships with Russia in the first term?
Did he not? He tried to. He literally met with Putin during his first term. Did he not?
Yeah, he also met with Kinney. He didn't get anything done.
What
What does Trump brag about in his first term? He was, I was the first one that gave javelins to Ukraine. I was the one that let them blow things up instead of all the blankets with, that Obama gave them, right? So all he's bragged about is making Ukraine more offensive.
No, but he's also bragged about how he met with Putin multiple times.
Yeah, but that's my line. What do you mean? You said you want us to be with Putin, right?
What?
You said you want us to be with Putin, right?
I think we should have a better relationship with Putin.
Okay, Donald Trump seems to have failed with that because he said that he's not with Putin multiple times, right?
When did we say that?
Didn't you just say that?
No,
Did I misunderstand you? I thought you said, but he said over and over he's not with Putin.
No, I said he's with Putin. He met with Putin. I said he bragged how he met with Putin.
Oh, he's bragged about meeting Putin sometimes, yeah?
Yeah.
But he's also bragged about giving more weapons to Ukraine in 2017 or whatever. And we have nothing with Russia. The strikes in Ukraine have just gotten worse and worse.
We've also been sanctioning Russia for God knows probably 20 years, and we have investments in Russia. So why are we going to sanction a country that we have investments in?
Why is he doing it then?
He didn't do it. We were doing it Obama did it.
Isn't he sanctioning people that are trading with Russia? Wasn't that one of the big deal with India recently? That Trump is sanctioning Russia's trading partners now?
With India, yeah. He sanctioned India because India buys petroleum from Russia.
Okay, so what do you support in regards to Russia, and how do you think Trump is furthering that? Because it feels like he's all over the map right now.
In a way, it does feel like he's all over the map, but I feel like we should, pull out of Ukraine, stop helping them, and we should make our relationship with Russia a lot better. Pull out of NATO as well, because NATO is one reason. It's another reason. I feel like the whole reason that NATO was even made is to be an adversary of Russia, so that's not really helping, this peace that everyone wants.
Why would it be adversarial to Russia? It's a defensive alliance.
It's a defensive alliance between the West and Russia. That in and of itself is fundamentally adversarial, is it not?
I mean, only if they attack, right?
But yeah. Not only the attack. It's even we've been expanding our borders more and more to the east. When Gorbachev,
we expand because countries asked to join NATO.
But you understand that when Gorbachev tear down the wall, he told H.W. Bush explicitly not to expand to the east, and H.W. Bush agreed. But
no, I don't think
happening.
So. I don't think that ever happened.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I know it didn't. I promise it didn't.
It did.
There's that 1 inch east, not 1 inch eastward quote that had referred to the militarization of East Germany. Right? That referred to the militarization of East Germany. You know how it's impossible that he made that promise that they wouldn't expand eastward? Because when Gorbachev was I don't know, it's the premier or whatever of Russia, you still have the Warsaw Pact and you had Russia. There's no place eastward for.
And the Warsaw Pact completely dissolved after the USSR.
After, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's
after the USSR dissolved, why didn't we get rid of NATO?
But I'm saying, why would he have made an agreement in the 90s, or in 1990 or 89? Why would he make an agreement not to expand eastward when the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact was there? Nobody knew it was going to collapse. That's why I'm saying that agreement never existed.
Because he didn't want the NATO to expand closer and closer to
they couldn't get closer. They were already.
They could have. And right now they are getting closer.
No. I'm saying at the time that promise couldn't have been made because they were right up to each other. Your Baltics and everybody were in the Warsaw Pact, and everybody and Europe and Poland, everything was in the Warsaw Pact, and then NATO countries are right up to the border of the Warsaw Pact countries. So why would they make an agreement not to expand eastward? That there was no place to go eastward unless you knew into the future that the Soviet Union was going to collapse. I don't know. So that's a bad one. Greenwald never used that argument, but it's bullshit. I'm just saying, also, there's no agreement on paper, and Gorbachev himself has come out in an agreement and said that that was an agreement, and there was no formally signed agreement. It would make sense for there to be an agreement. But regardless, Trump has done nothing. No. This is really hard. This is hard to defend, right? Ask me to defend anything about Biden. Watch how easy this will be. Ask me to defend something about him.
He did the CHIPS Act. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Well, no, but again,